And I'm always pulling this thing down to the ground, because if I didn't, it would look like this. And I do this, and the thing is all the way up here. And this is super easy. This is mad easy. Just move my elbow back, and I'm good. Welcome back to Coaching Up. Today is part 2 of the Joe Frazier and Jesse James video. We're gonna break down doing a high row and how we can be more optimal in our activation and feeling it more. So we're gonna work on protraction, depression, and retraction today's video. So without further ado, guys, keep your eyes glued to the screen and ears glued to the speakers, and let's learn some shit. Okay, so we're gonna go over the high row and get you guys to activate it more and to get yourself in better body positioning. Now we're gonna do it from how they're basically doing this. If you watch how they're doing it right now, they're doing it from the knees and one leg, the opposite arm will be with the opposite leg. Let's see if we can get them to do an actual set here. Okay, cool. So this is what I see all the time when I watch this. But what I see is the shoulder just kind of doing this, right? So we're gonna talk about depression, protraction, and then retraction with the contraction. Say it with me, guys. Say it with me. Say it with me, guys. Say it with me. Say it with me. Depression, protraction, retraction, contraction. That's what we're gonna talk about today, guys. Basically how to optimize that and get yourself to be activated and engaged there the entire time. Because you can use this exact same thing for doing any type of high row and pull up, but more so the high row. Number one, getting yourself in good body positioning. So in proper body positioning here, we do wanna be in, a staggered, like opposite arm, opposite leg type thing. That's how we naturally run and walk, right? We do this type of thing. This arm goes forward, this one goes forward. We don't do this, is very awkward. So it's very natural for us to be in a lunge position, basically like this, right? The difference between doing the opposite leg would be you're getting a little more leverage from this arm, but you get less movement because you're stuck here, right? So if you wanna kind of pull this around a little bit from the hip, because our lats actually finish basically in our hip, doing this side gives you that much more range of motion if you're looking at like finishing at the end, if you want to turn a slight bit like that. Anyway, so what we want to do again is when we're talking about shoulder depression, here's a good way that's going to lock yourself in this position. When you get yourself down into your position, right? I'm going to see my arms up already, like naturally this is pulling my arm up, right? If you look at my arm and how in relation to the actual cable here, it's naturally keep my arm up here. But there's a room on this thing for me to actually move. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push this thing down from our hand, almost like a hammer, but we're continuing that feeling going from here to the elbow. So my elbow's not gonna be sticking out to the side, it's gonna be kind of underneath. So when I push this thing down, it's going to create shoulder depression. We're gonna try and pull this entire thing down like this. You see what just happened? When I try to hammer this thing down in terms of just doing this, like all I'm doing is trying to do this, it naturally depresses my shoulder. And you can see that my teres is already engaged. Here's the difference, letting it up here, just relax, and then pulling, or I would say pushing my hand, my fist down in this direction, the same with my elbow. It's going the same direction where it's doing this. And right away, I'm in a depressed position. My shoulders are almost retracted in this position, but we're gonna be in that protracted position. So retraction is basically when the scapula is, here's your retract, protract.
Do it from there, eh?
Retract, retract, protract. Scapula is together, scapula is open. Scaps closed, scaps open, right? So this entire movement is coming from this shoulder here, not from down here. We're just using those cues to get you to feel your shoulder being in a protracted position while it's being depressed, right? I can do this naturally. So those who can't, they're gonna be in this position here. Our knee's gonna be like, we want our knee to be, like a little 90-degree-ish, right? So get some leverage. We don't want to be here, so we're here, and we want to be all the way like this, so we're just pulling. Get yourself in like almost a lunge position. Lunge yourself down, great. Now we're here again, right? We're gonna push this thing down to the floor, right? Now we've created depression, and we're gonna protract. I'm gonna reach out while still pushing my elbow down. You can see my lats My teres already engaged from here. I'm still pushing away, but I'm pulling this thing down. Here's what the difference looks like. I'm pushing away, but my arm is doing this. There's nothing engaged. From this top position at its furthest reach in that protracted position, I'm going to depress my shoulders by pushing down on this like a hammer from my bottom of my hand down and my elbow. So from this position, watch the difference. I've pulled it down, right? Try this with a lighter weight, obviously, right? Now from here in that position where I'm out, I'm protracted and depressed. You can see my lats are engaged. My teres is engaged hard from here. And then when I pull down, I'm going to retract. Right? See the difference? Protraction, retraction, and the final contraction. And I'm always pulling this thing down to the ground, because if I didn't, it would look like this. And I do this. And the thing is all the way up here. And this is super easy. This is mad easy. Just move my elbow back and I'm good. But I'm not getting everything. I want to be in this position, in this. So when I'm out in a fully protracted position, my teres is still on. You can see engaged right now, and then pulling down and squeezing. Pulling down and squeezing, right? Depression, protraction, retraction, contraction. And the entire time, my teres is on fire right now, right? So we want to avoid letting this thing just pull your arm up. So to make it easy for you guys to even do this, just to practice that depression part, because again, you can do this on a high row, right? Any kind of high row machine, or seated high row, whatever it is. We want to be here and here. Just doing this will engage my lats, right? I can do the same thing if I was supinated, same idea. I'm now pulling the back of my hand and the back of my elbow. My elbow is staying in that same position as pointing down. It's not gonna be out to the side. See what happens with my arm? Everything comes up. I want to be here. Whether I'm here, here, or here, right? This is still engaged by keeping yourself pushing. Continuing to push this down like this is going to keep this lat engaged. So that's basically what you're trying to do, is just continue this being here, active, and when you pull, you can see my lat, my teres really pulling in, engaged from here. And then keep that chest up. You don't want to finish here, right? We want to keep it stretched, so when we finish, we're stretching with that high chest, right? Remember, keep that chest in the bar from the last video, right? We're pulling. My teres is on this entire time, and it's freaking burning. Jesus. Please take these cues, guys, and add it to whatever high row movement that you do. You can do this also with a low row. You can do this with a seated row. You can do this with mainly everything, but just try with this at first. With a lighter weight, so you can feel it first, then make that sensation harder. The better you get, it's gonna be harder. You feel your teres and your tricep literally getting like on fire. The entire time. Anyway, guys, that is it for today's video. Guys, if you use any of those cues, let me know in the comment section below. And let me know if you guys like this type of format. And guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video, because if you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know, I'm come up with that tag. It is transparent, vulnerable truth. And for coaching, johnrashid.com. If you want to know more about my coaching, guys, book yourself a 15 or 30-minute consult. And at the end of the consult, I deduct off any package you pick. Also, guys, see the description below for those discount codes and promo codes that will save your life or change your life for the better. Like Johnny 10 for 10% off BlueStarNutraceuticals.com. And guys, I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. Send me your progress pics, your video clips, and your training clips, and I'll repost it for you, because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.